Hi, my name is Jeremy, this is Red Means Recording, and today I'm taking time out of my busy schedule when I could be shooting OP1 videos for everybody to talk to you about channels that inspire me, and I hope that they will inspire you too. I got a list of channels on my YouTube on the sidebar that are full of people who are doing really amazing things with music, synthesizers, and gear. I think that you should go look at them. While I have been extremely fortunate over the last year to get a lot of eyes on my content, I feel kind of like an imposter syndrome thing going on because I know that there are a lot of incredible musicians who are putting a lot of work into their craft and making content for people, and I feel like they deserve more eyes on them. So that's what we're doing today. We're looking through some channels. You're gonna go look at them and be like, man, how did I not have this in my life? And while you do that, what you'll do is you'll forget that you want me to do more OP1 videos, and everyone's a winner. Let's look at some channels that are good. Yeah. First off are some big boys in the trade. You probably already know all about them, but I'm just going to mention them anyways. And those are Andrew Huang, Bo Beats, and Cuckoo. These three people have been incredibly supportive. They are incredibly talented. And I think that if you are interested in synthesizers and music and the creative process, then all three of these people are people that you should go check out. All right, next up is someone that you may or may know about, pretty big channel that goes by the name of Knobs. And Knobs does these awesome straight down tabletop reviews of mostly guitar pedals, but has recently branched out into things like the Octatrack and some other synthesizer-based things. And Knobs' aesthetic is just off the charts. Every single video is expertly crafted, arranged, and the text is funny, and it's just an amazing way to experience this gear. And you can get lost for hours on Knobs' channel. So I definitely recommend checking out Knobs. I actually did a video using a bunch of Knobs' music and video too, so I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Knobs. All right, next up is a guy called Noor et Blanc V, and this sweet individual is making really good synthesizer content. He is an incredibly talented touring musician, studio musician, keyboard chops off the charts, and he's putting all this work into these really expertly crafted and beautifully shot video walkthroughs of synths, reviews of synths. Sometimes he does little jams. He's got these things called the 1-minute synthesizer reviews, which I think the newest one is like 20 minutes long. They're very well shot. They're funny. I can't recommend his content enough. He's putting a ton of work into it, and I think you should go check him out. As we move more into like the modular synthesis space, there's some huge talent going on there too. And one of my favorites is Mylar Melodies.
Hello, chum.
I came across Mylar Melodies' videos a long time ago when I was looking up things about generative music, and his video on doing generative music on modular was a huge eye-opener to me as to what's possible not only with modular gear, but also with gear in general. He's funny as heck.
Piak.
He's got a great accent and really good wiggly hands. Everything he does is really worth watching. If you're not already on that shit, go get it. Another huge talent in the modular walkthrough kind of introduction world is DivKid. DivKid is tireless in his work talking about modular gear and showing how different things work. Modular synthesis, the world is just like dauntingly huge. So to have somebody who goes through all this new stuff and talks about how it can work together and how you can use it to make music is really useful. A huge amount of content that you can digest to learn more about modular synthesis. So if Mylar and Div weren't enough, we also have Lightbath. And Lightbath is not only an incredibly talented musician on modular stuff, but also is offering more tutorials and information about how modular works, how you can make it all work together to make music. And because modular is so crazy, like, we're extremely lucky to have all these really talented people showing us how these little tiny things can be put together to make music in all different kinds of ways. Lightbath's compositions are absolutely fantastic, and he could just be making music to, shove out into the world, but he's also giving us information on how that music's made. So I totally recommend Lightbath if you're interested in modular synthesis and just hearing some cool music. still on that modular tip, but kind of like getting a little bit more abstract, is Hein Bach. And Hein Bach I discovered like about a year ago, and I'm incredibly happy that he's getting more recognition now. I'm seeing a lot more people putting eyes on his channel, and it's rightfully so. He has the most esoteric collection of gear I have seen. It's just some modular stuff that you don't see anywhere. He's got an OP1, all this really cool stuff that he uses to make these really abstract, beautiful, challenging soundscapes. He is a soundtrack composer by trade, I think, and it definitely shows in his composition and his approach to composition. And if that wasn't enough, he's also walking through tutorials on how to do stuff. Like there was a really interesting one he did on his modified omnichord. So yeah, just again, a really talented musician who is giving it all and also telling us how some of his stuff actually works. So Hein Bach is definitely worth a look. Next up is Olivier Ozio. Olivier and I have been chatting quite a bit on Discord, and he turns out to be a really funny guy, in addition to be an incredibly talented musician and video shooter. Falls kind of into the gear jammer sort of aesthetic, where he uses synths to make music. But he's also doing some tutorials on things like the Squart Pyramid and stuff like that. So kind of giving the best of both worlds. And the really cool thing about his setup is that he built this custom synth case thing to fit into his smaller studio space. And it's like covered with like fake grass and like perfectly crafted for the gear that he has chosen to include in it. Is really cool. And it films wonderfully. He also uses these little helper guys to help him unbox things. He just puts a lot of energy and effort into his videos and his music. And I think Olivier Ozio is definitely worth taking a look at. Olivia, I hope I didn't mispronounce your name. I'm sorry if I did. Every once in a while, you'll come across somebody doing something kind of like what you're doing, but the quality in which they're doing it blows you out of the water, and you're like, what's even the point of doing anything anymore? This person already has it nailed down. Dual Tricks falls into that category. This guy is not only an incredibly talented musician, but man, the way he shoots stuff, the way he like has set up his gear and films it is absolutely mind-blowing. From what I understand, I think he's a director of photographer for a living, so this stuff shows. He's got a really cool collection of gear, including modular and a whole bunch of other stuff, and the music he makes with it is just incredibly listenable and super cool. He also has a new album out. He also has a new album out, which I'm pimping for him because I think it's really fantastic, and I'll put a link for that in the description. Another person in the category of someone just churning out really good music is Madera. I think I found Madera when I was looking for Access Virus demos. His gear kit is very well curated. He's got stuff that you don't really see anywhere else. And the music he makes is just this phenomenal, emotive electronic music. And that's not easy to do. So the fact that he's just going down into his basement and rocking this stuff out and giving it to you to watch is really phenomenal. I think more people should be listening to his stuff. Next up is Ben Burns. Ben Burns is someone who I've made friends with via YouTube and Twitter and started chatting with him a lot more lately. His channel is about making music live. He does these things called the 2-hour track challenges, where he makes a track in 2 hours, talking to people on stream about sort of like how to make that track happen. And then he also makes videos about inspiration and creativity and how to navigate the complex landscape of those things. And I think more people should, pay attention to that. He's putting his all into his work and giving a lot to the community. And so Ben Burns is definitely high on my list of people that you should be checking out. Next up is Accurate Beats. Accurate Beats I found via sort of the OP1 fellowship online, where YouTube suggests OP1 videos to you if you've ever thought about buying an OP1. He also uses Native Instrument stuff like The Machine and MPC Live. He's hip-hop oriented, like really classic, nice boom bap shit, like really knows his stuff. If you want to see how this kind of hip-hop stuff is made, he's an amazing channel to do it, because he's just constantly knocking out this high-quality stuff. You put anything in his hands that can like do sampling, and this guy knows like how to rock it out.
At night, when I feel tired and sleepy, I go up to my bedroom and switch on the electric light.
Another person making cool hip-hop beats on YouTube is Bap Art. I remember watching his channel a while ago where it was just like he put out these beats, just like that was it. Just present this beat. They were all really, really, really good. And lately it looks like he's moving more into showing how he does that stuff. Both sides of his content are really, really good. Like just going through his like catalog of beats that he has on YouTube is pretty awesome. So Bap Art, definitely worth checking out if you are interested in the more hip-hop side of things. One of the number one questions I get on the channel all the time is, why is the OP1 so expensive? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't make it. Don't stop asking me. Don't do that. Don't ask that. A lot of people want to make electronic music with hardware and they don't know where to start. But the fact of the matter is there's a ton of relatively inexpensive pieces of gear out there that are portable and do a lot. And AA Battery is the channel for you to go look at if you want to see how much you can push battery-powered small things into making music together. Game Boys, pocket operators, Electribes, like if it runs on batteries, this person is making music with it. Go check out AA Battery if you would like to see a more diverse approach to making music with tiny little things. Synthesis can be kind of a daunting thing to get into. Not many people know how to sit down in front of a synthesizer and just make a sound. So people that are showing people how to make sounds with synthesizers are very, very good to have. And Oscillator Sync falls into that category. Patch making, tutorials, giving away patches for synthesizers. Oscillator Sync is an incredible talent in demonstrating the power of these machines and showing you how to use them. And finally, in the same vein, Once Upon a Synth. Once Upon a Synth is tirelessly putting out new videos involving different combinations of gear and showing you how to go from 0 to 160 billion when it comes to making patches. Like if you want to know how to make a pad, if you want to know how to make a bass, if you want to know how to do A, B, and C, if you want to know how an SH-101 sounds through a certain pedal, Once Upon a Synth is a great resource for that. He has tons of videos. They're all very well filmed. They all sound great. And he's a very good explainer when it comes to this stuff. So yeah, that's my sort of list of inspirational channels that I would recommend you go check out. Obviously, it's not exhaustive. There are a lot of really talented people out there that I haven't mentioned, and I'm sorry if I missed you. If you have suggestions for other people in the comments to go check out, please let me know. Let everybody know. Tell everybody. Shout it from the mountain. Links to everybody I've mentioned are in the description of the video. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Terrific.